I think I should join just for the $10,000.
Just to show up.
Yeah.
Just to show up. Of course, the pressure of stepping on the mats.
Yeah.
Man.
It's
different when there's a crowd watching.
yeah, might change your game.
Yeah. So pro tip for the
Rehydrate.
first-time competitors: drink more water than you think you need.
I was very eager to train Jiu Jitsu. And then he
Because
kind
he's a
of,
black belt. Right?
yeah, the very first black belt in Panga. It felt like this to me, and it felt like this to my brother-in-law, that he didn't necessarily want us to train there. I remember you guys telling me, make sure you secure the position before you go on to anything else.
Mhm.
But in my head, I was like, that. I'm going to go straight. I'm not going to secure my position. I'm going to have my lapel already loose. What's up, Philippines? My name is RJ. These are my co-hosts and coaches, JR and James. And we are broadcasting from the beautiful Rapid Out restaurant here in Bacolor, Pampanga. Welcome to this episode of the Tap Talk podcast. What's up, guys?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up? What's up? We're here again.
Again.
Yes,
And
we
we're
are.
actually doing it.
Yep. Man, dude, it feels good. It feels good.
Feels good.
We are here. Nandito sila
Tayo.
tayo.
Nandito tayo.
Nandito tayo. Okay. Tagalog word of the day. Tayo. Nandito
Us.
tayo. Let's go. Let's get straight into it, guys. Craig Jones versus the ADCC. Some wild news. So I'll fill you in real quick.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar, Jiu-Jitsu community, Craig Jones is splitting off from the ADCC and going head to head with them. And he's throwing his own event on the same day. And he's stealing some huge names. Thoughts?
Long term, it's good for the athletes. So it's good for the sport. It's good to always have a competition. Because so again, just to add to what you were saying, so ADCC is like they consider it the Olympics of submission grappling. Okay, so when you're in ADCC, if you win ADCC, that means like you're the best grappler in the world. So by them having competition, it's kind of like splitting the pie. So overall, in the long run, it's good for the sport.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm okay with it.
Because ADCC is the only show in town.
Right now, yeah.
They're
That's
literally
like
the Super Bowl.
they have the prestige. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They have the prestige.
Okay.
But I think they're having a like huge payout CGI
CGI.
$1 million.
Compared- yeah.
compared
$1
to
million.
ADCC.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he went on Rogan this week.
Yeah, I think I saw a snippet of it.
I think he said 10,000 for
Just to show.
yeah, just to show up. I think
$10,000 and $1.
Just-
yeah. My question was though, was that to everybody that competes?
If you join,
oh,
if you
I
join,
joined, I get 10,000.
win or lose, you get 10,000.
So just to show.
Just to show.
Yeah.
So even if you lose, you have 10,000.
I think the Rodriguez brothers, I don't know, withdraw from ADCC.
Yes. So they're gonna join the Tackett brothers also. William and
Oh.
Andrew Tackett. They're gonna be joining.
I saw Fionn Davies.
Yeah, Fionn Dave.
What?
And then of course, what's her name? Gabby
Garcia.
Gabby
It's
Garcia.
a super
What?
fight.
Yeah, Gabby Garcia is going to go against. Do you know? Are you familiar?
Yeah.
He's
with
gonna- against Craig Jones.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
It's gonna push through?
Yeah, they're really going to fight for the they've been talking for almost 2
Really?
years now.
Yeah.
They're going to
Craig-
grapple.
Craig is crazy.
So I think what you said was the most important thing. It's for the athlete.
Yes, for the athletes.
And I think Craig Jones was actually just asking for more pay
More
from
pay.
the ADCC, and they said no.
No.
That's a mixed bag. But he said even if it was a $10,000 more increase,
Yeah.
he would have
Yeah.
just stayed out of there.
Yeah, because Craig Jones argues that they spend ADCC, they spend a lot on production. So I
Hmm.
think they got the T-Mobile Arena, 11,000 people.
Yeah.
So spending a lot of money there, and of course the using flow grappling, the streaming rights, stuff like that doesn't go to the athlete. So what Craig Jones is arguing is he wants to increase the pie in terms of income for the athlete. So I
When is
respect
this
that.
happening?
The same
August.
day.
No, I mean
August.
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 It's August like 20 or 18th
Yeah.
or something like that. And it's going to be free on YouTube.
Yeah, free
What?
Free on YouTube. So he's like just and I think he even stated that he's donating almost all of the
Charity.
profits to charity.
with the athletes choosing.
So I mean Craig Jones is really doing this for the proper reasons for the athletes and then of course for a good cause. He's not
Mhm.
pocketing a lot of this money.
Also, because ADCC happens every 2 years, so he mentions that if CJI is a success, he might do it like yearly,
Nice.
so even better.
Like,
It's perfect timing with the growth of the sport just booming throughout the whole world.
Yeah.
I think it's perfect timing
Perfect.
for him to finally like
yeah,
to do
because
something.
imagine as we age, our game is, dropping. I mean, with the skill wise, as we age, so I think it's better to do it yearly instead of every 2 years.
Yeah, that's true. I think I should join just for the $10,000.
Just to show up.
Yeah.
Just to show up.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Is it
Good idea.
no-gi only?
I think so. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
no-
no gi only.
Fuck it.
I'm not.
no-gi.
I'm not even sure how you get to join. I think you have to be invited.
Okay.
But
okay.
maybe since this is their test run, this is their first time doing it. Maybe next time they're gonna be having trials as well.
Yeah. No, that would make sense. Why would they
Yeah.
just let anybody show
So
up?
when you're on ADCC, you don't have a contract.
You have so it's either
I mean, you're locked.
you get you win trials or you get invited. So big names they get invited.
I mean, you will get a contract for that year lang, or
yeah, for that event.
for that event
That
only.
event.
So rumor mill, I heard, are you guys familiar with the Lex Friedman podcast?
Yes.
No.
No?
Oh.
Okay. So this is not coming from the Craig Jones camp. I'm sorry. Lex Friedman is like one of our favorite podcasters. He's like a genius AI kind of guy. He's always on Rogan. Black belt in Jiu Jitsu. They're talking about him
Him joining?
joining Craig Jones.
What's his name?
Lex Friedman.
Oh.
He's a Russian American, big on robots. He's a genius, but also a black belt in Jiu Jitsu once again. How cool would that be to see someone like one of the biggest podcasters in the entire world joining?
Just more exposure for the sport.
Yeah.
Even Luke Rockhold. He's confirmed.
Oh yeah, he's in it. Yeah. It's
He's
gonna be-
Rockhold?
Yeah.
So if you had to choose, you can only watch one. What are you guys going to watch?
I'm watching because it's available. It's free on YouTube.
CGI.
Yeah.
You're gonna watch CGI.
Yeah, I'm for sure watching.
And
I want to see him fight.
imagine
Danny Garcia.
top competitors from ADCC went to
Yeah.
CGI.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Like Fion Davis.
And we're not even.
Rodriguez.
We're not done yet.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're still.
Still in all, so
Yeah.
they can still change their mind. They can still like
Yep.
go to the CGI.
I mean, it wouldn't be shocking to see almost all of the B team there, obviously, because
Yeah.
they're all
Mhm.
friends. And I mean, maybe even have any of the new wave guys joined or no?
I don't think so.
No.
From Atos, I think Lucas Barbosa. He's joining CGI.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
But yeah, that I know of.
So I mean, for sure,
So Lucas
he's
is veteran of
doing
ADCC.
something.
ADCC.
right.
The rumor is it's Mark Zuckerberg that's
Sponsored it?
sponsoring it.
Oh, that's
The
why.
rumor.
I was gonna ask you a while ago who are his partners.
Mhm.
Yeah, but Craig Jones doesn't say it. It's just the rumor on Reddit.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Zuck fully healed from his injury or not?
I don't think so. Maybe he's still rehabbing it.
Dang, because that would be kind of cool. That would be the biggest name. He finally gets to go against Elon.
Oh, just for non-jiu-jitsu listeners, so Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, he's into jiu-jitsu
Yeah.
or MMA in general. Got hooked into it.
Blue belt, right?
I think so, yeah. Same. I think he's trains with Camarillo. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
he trains with the Cameroon.
I think
oh,
so.
Nice.
The
I'm not-
first time
think
he
so.
competed, I think he won gold.
I think so, yeah.
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 Have you seen the memes of him?
Yeah.
Like when before jiu-jitsu and when he started doing jiu-jitsu?
Yep.
Like the meme says from Mr. Stio girl to Mr. From Mr. Stio Dera to Mr. Stio girl.
Yeah. Hey, man, I guess when you're the richest man, one of the most powerful men in the world, jiu-jitsu wouldn't hurt
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
bit. You got to focus your energy somewhere once you conquered everything else that he's already done, right? So that's what we're watching, guys. Drop in the comments what you will be watching. I'd be very interested so we can discuss it on a further podcast to see how this event
A lot of
goes.
things can still happen. So
Yeah.
still early.
Okay, so something I wanted to dive in, guys, we talked about it last podcast, is competition.
Yeah.
Competition
Mhm.
training.
Coming competition.
Yep. And this is like a win-win for me personally because I have many, many more competitions to go. So I want to kind of pick you two, my coach's brains on how you guys approach competition training. So let's start off with with a big competition that's coming up in about a month and a half. Coming to Pampanga is this a URCC event?
No.
Which one?
Angeles Open.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Dumao.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Asia Pacific.
Angeles Open.
Angeles
okay.
Open.
I'm just playing. This is a big thing, though. This is the Angeles Open. It's been more than a year since something as big has come to our area. So
This is the same event that we competed last February.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So we'll be seeing the same faces as far as like the facilitators and everything.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
same. So it's like like about 4 mats.
Hopefully more. Hopefully six.
Hopefully more.
Yeah.
Hopefully more.
Yeah.
You know, the biggest thing I had, or the biggest surprise for me, I had no idea it was going to be a whole day event. I had 2 matches today and they were spread out. So one was in the early afternoon, one was at night.
Yeah.
Like that one really caught me off guard. So that'd be my tip right off the bat, is just be prepared to be there.
How many matches
day.
you had?
2 matches.
2 matches.
Matches, yeah.
2 matches.
I think last August 22, I think I had 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
6?
6. 5 or 6.
And Kuya, are you gonna will you be competing at the Angeles Open?
I hope so. I hope. As long as
Still thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's assume you guys are.
Yeah.
What are we doing to prepare?
of course, you have to train properly.
Yeah.
You cannot, if you can't train like every day, at least, James, how many days at least we can train before we compete?
And now I used to say 3, but now maybe 4.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least maybe the last 2 or 3 weeks, increase the frequency of the training, just so the body and the mind gets, attuned to the hard rolls. So in competition, you're not going to be as surprised. Because if you're just training 3 times, 2 times, you might still, the confidence is not there yet. I think
Okay.
so.
Yeah.
So if you're like a white belt like myself and you don't really know what to expect when you are in training, is there like a certain percentage of rolls versus drill versus theory that you have in mind?
Definitely, most of it should be live work. So specific sparring, not even, you don't even have to do full rounds. You can limit that, but more specific positions, drill that, live rolls. So let's say for a time, for an individual, he's like having hard time pinning someone. So spending more time there, different bodies, different skill levels. So the guy will learn how to pin different body types, different skill levels. They'll have the confidence. So when he competes, he's gonna go someone, let's say he's a white belt, but he's used to pinning higher belts or more experienced guys or bigger guys. Once he competes, he's gonna be taking that experience on the mats in competition day. Since he's going with someone same level, same size. So if you're used to pinning someone bigger than you, let's say he weighs 30 pounds more than you, you have success pinning him. Then if you go in competition, going with someone your same size, then you'll have the confidence there. You're gonna bring that confidence there. I think so. So that's just one example. That can be applied in guard, in passing, submissions, stuff like that. So we work with the specific scenarios. We spend time on it, working on it. Yeah.
That makes sense. And it's kind of a self-discovery from those.
Yeah. But still, you're still working on your other games. That's just a specific example. Let's say a student who's having hard time pinning someone or even retaining guard, getting out of pins. So it's applicable in any facet of jiu-jitsu. Yeah. Basically, you just have to spend more time with it, working on it, being mindful with your trainings. Yeah.
And you, coach?
Yeah, same as James. But I add for my training my personal weak positions.
Yeah.
I work it twice as a normal, because you have to work really, because you don't have to rely on your comfort zone. Once you rely on your comfort zone and you went to a bad position at the tournament, you'll get smashed.
Yeah.
So you have to work with your weak position.
And to kind of highlight, what great coaches you are. So our competition last February, I can definitely recall just paying attention to how you guys changed to your students. So me specifically, I felt like maybe the 2 weeks leading up to competition, you guys were putting me in positions that I always found myself in, and then just holding me there, not letting me kind of, not giving me a pass because, we're getting ready. And, even though I didn't come up with any wins, I felt like that really went a long way for me.
Yeah, it's a lesson.
Yep. Because, I mean, whether you've been in the sport a year or 5 years, it still sucks when someone is just sucking the air out of you. And, like I tend to panic like less, the more you guys are putting the pressure on.
Yeah.
That's it's a different game when you have a competition. It's really cool. The intensity in the air just in your specific gym is different.
Yeah. Plus also, of course, the pressure of stepping on the mats.
Oh, man,
it's
different when there's a crowd watching.
Yeah, it might change your game.
Yeah,
it might. I'm not saying it will change your game. It might because of the pressure.
Yeah.
So you have to be ready. You have to be physically, skill wise, and mentally prepared before stepping on the mats.
It definitely changed my game. It made me worse because of how nervous I was.
Yeah, but it's very common.
Yeah.
When you compete, you wanna, as an individual competitor, you wanna make it as close as possible to the competition. Your trainings. So make it, especially maybe leading up to it the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Make it as close as possible without hurting yourself, of course.
Yep.
So let's think about like some of the times you guys have won in competition.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think stood out in your training that really led you to that W? If anything, that stood out.
Napping before the competition, just so you like bypass the additional stress of thinking about the match. So you're not leaking energy, because if you're nervous, or overly nervous, which is normal, you're gonna be like releasing that excess energy. So instead of like using that energy, just nap. So you won't think about it as much.
So find a spot in the mall that you can kind of just rest. And,
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna try that.
Maybe in your car,
Yeah.
I don't know, Jay. I was cramping the whole day, right?
Oh, okay. You know what? Let's talk about that. So Kuya came up with a win. He brought gold in his last competition and first competition as a brown belt. Literally, we were there for almost 12 hours. He was cramping for about 10 hours of those. Yeah. And he still came up with a win. How did you find...
I don't know.
How did you find the will to do so?
I don't know. It just happened. Like 15 minutes before the match, my legs are okay.
Yep.
And then I prayed. I prayed. I remember what I said, like, just make my legs okay for 6 minutes. And after that, if you want to cramp them again, I'll accept it. And it happened.
Yeah.
I was cramping after that.
Okay.
Inside the van. I was cramping again. It hurts. But, if I was bothered before the match starts, because I might get DQ'd because of the cramp.
Non-activity. Yeah.
And the thing, I only have one match only. So, I mean, it sucks if I get DQ'd because of that. That's why.
So prayers, number one.
It helps.
What about some massage? Did that help you get the cramps out? Would you suggest a massage? No massage.
No.
What about?
I hate massages.
What about stretching?
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
I think
stretching.
Rehydration is the most important.
Hydration.
So
Perfect.
So pro tip for the
Rehydration.
first time competitors: drink more water than you think you need. So if you normally drink maybe 4 liters a day, bring 6 liters.
Yeah.
And for jiu-jitsu practitioners also, or practitioners, if you want to compete, don't cut weight. If you want to cut weight, cut weight at least 1 month before the competition. We're not gonna get paid for thousands of pesos. So please take care of yourselves.
Oh yeah, huh? You don't win money, you just win gold.
Yeah.
Which is fine if you want to experience, but yeah, you're right. What's the point of cutting if you're not like a professional athlete?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, if I don't cut for this next, I'm pretty sure I don't have enough time, but man, I'll be going against some big guys, dude, but that's okay. It's okay. What about nutrition? What are we eating the night before or leading up to the week or day of? Do you guys have a specific routine?
I don't overeat. I eat light food only. I don't eat heavy.
Anything specific?
Salad and fish.
So you're keeping it really light,
Yeah.
real clean.
Clean.
Okay.
And ask for me.
And when does that start? Sorry.
Yeah.
When does that start? Like just the day of, or a couple
3
before?
days. 3 days at
Okay.
least. 3 days
Gotcha.
at least.
What were you gonna say, Coach?
Yeah, I used to fast before competition. Up until purple, I don't eat anything because I feel like my mind's gonna be clear. But now I don't do that anymore. Like I would eat, dates, something light,
Wow.
dates, black coffee,
Yep.
fruits.
Speaking of black coffee, what coffee? Brewed coffee.
What time is it?
Sorry.
Yeah, I'll take a coffee, sure.
Brewed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Laugh and Help. Just kidding. Well, we are though. We are. You're the wonderful host of this podcast. So, with your fasting, when you used to do it, when did you start fasting? Was it like the night before?
Oh yeah, the night before. So
Oh.
the last meal would be the night before competition.
So you being hungry wasn't really a thing
No,
for you.
because I've been fasting for a long time. So
I have our 2022 competition, Dumao. We're both fasted, but
I
I'm
think so.
also fasted then. And it's okay also.
okay.
But after that, I think it's much better if you have a like light meal.
Yeah.
It's much better.
What about the mental aspect of competitions? Are you doing any visualization?
Yeah.
Are you trying to blank out?
Yeah. Maybe just imagining scenarios in your head, good or bad, up to you.
Okay.
And just let it play it out.
So like a scenario of you like holding the gold, or you have a scenario
No,
of getting an
like
arm
very
bar?
specific, like
Gotcha.
preparing for the mats, warming up, stepping on the mats, then your opponent like shaking you around, knowing how to because that's the initial. He's gonna try to hold you. He's gonna try to throw you around. He's gonna try to pull a guard. So I'm like visualizing, he's gonna pull a guard. I'm gonna catch his foot, steal 2 points. I'm gonna pull first without him getting my leg. If he gets my leg, I'm gonna come right back up so he doesn't get 2 points. So stuff like that. Very specific.
Do you do any visualizations, Coach?
Of course, but before the match, I listen to jazz music just to clear my mind. It helps. Jazz music for me.
Nice.
Just sitting down on the floor and listening to jazz music. Any jazz music.
Jazz is the choice for you, huh?
Yeah, for me.
What about you? You listen to
Nothing specific.
just whatever gets you
whatever.
right.
Yeah.
I just try to nap. Really.
I'm
That's
really-
that's very big for me. Try to nap before.
Okay.
And every time I step on the mats, I feel the mats. The man,
Nice.
I can feel it.
So that's like your ritual.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's a ritual. It's a ritual for me.
I want to chime in a little bit on strategy, just for all of my white belts. I want to chime in. So,
How
I
about
had-
you? How about you? Last competition.
well, I mean, it was all new to me.
Yeah, I mean,
I definitely ate. I hydrated. I slept really well the night before, and I even had visualization of exactly what I would do to my
Yeah.
Can I tell you guys what I thought I was gonna do? This is what I was gonna do, because I have very few tricks in my bag, so I was gonna stick to what I know. So what I was gonna do to my first opponent, I was gonna collar or drag him straight into side control,
yeah.
and then I was gonna ninja choke him.
No, yeah.
That's exactly what I was gonna do. So
Yeah.
that's what I thought on my head. Like no matter who it is, I'm gonna kind of just go into it like really like lazy. That was my thought. Like real lazy. I'm gonna stand up straight, which bit me in the ass in the end. And then I was gonna surprise him with a collar drag. And then the hope was to end up on top. And then, I remember you guys telling me, make sure you secure the position before you go on to anything else.
Mhm.
But in my head, I was like, fuck that. I'm going to go straight. I'm not going to secure my position. I'm going to have my lapel already loosened. And then I'm just going to go straight for the choke. But I didn't even get to that because you'll find this out really soon if you do compete. First to act in the white belt, I think that is going to guarantee.
Yeah, I
win
think it
almost.
also is it went in your mind like days. You're nervous.
Yeah.
And
Could you tell?
no, you're telling me every day,
Oh, yeah.
Jay. You're telling me every day.
Yeah.
When I saw you at the Alabang, we said hi, hello, and then you said, dude, I'm nervous.
Yeah. That's how you do it. Duh.
And that's why. So it will affect your game.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It will affect your game.
Like even they say GSP, So they consider GSP, so George St. Pierre, considered to be like one of the best top
Ever.
pound for pound.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely in the top 5. So like his coach was saying, Firas, in the gym, George is much, much better. He's like 50% better in competition. He's like a god in training because he was so nervous.
Yeah.
So I guess so. That's what I got from that is, if you're gonna be nervous in competition or you feel like you're not gonna perform as well, you have to perform well in training. So whatever it is that you feel like you performed in your last competition, you wanna double that in training. So
Nice.
when you do compete and you say half of that is gone, then you're still pretty good.
Dude, that makes sense because
Yeah.
50% of GSP was enough to make him one of the
Exactly.
fucking goats.
Exactly. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Hence, 4 times a week at least when you're competing.
Yeah.
Man. Oh, man. All right. I feel like those are some really good tips for anybody who's
Yeah.
been
Just a guide. It's a
competing.
good guide. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're not having success in training, then maybe you should like be more mindful of it rather than think of the competition. Yeah. Increase your capacity in training that way in competition with the nerves, with whatever it is that's gonna hold you back. Then you have like that cushion.
Yeah.
Where you have money in the bank.
Oh, I want to say this. I know jiu-jitsu is a very solo act.
Yeah.
No one really considers it a team sport
Yeah.
per se, but I never felt more like a team
Yeah.
than last February when we all competed. Like
Mhm.
everybody who was not competing made sure to chip in, give advice. Like Professor Ivan was giving me some amazing tips about his first time. Dessa and
Vini.
they brought snacks. They were like
Yeah.
the team moms.
Yeah.
You know that that little piece of comfort. of that-
Virgie.
Yeah, Virgie. Oh,
Bro.
dude, like that really helped my nervousness. Just them being so comforting and having snacks for us
Yeah.
and like telling me I'm gonna do great. I've never felt like that's what sealed the deal for Sunset Valley Jiu Jitsu for me. I'm like, oh, this is my family,
Yeah.
man.
Bro, they're bringing a huge water
Basket.
jug.
Yeah.
Water jug.
Yep. For everybody.
No, for the whole event. It's
For all
too
of them.
huge, bro. It's too huge.
Yep. Like I mean, it was just so cool. It was
Yeah.
just so cool to just feel like us come together as a team after all those months of just training.
Sure.
I really love that about our gym specifically.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's every gym, but our gym, we're a team. We're a
Yeah.
team
Yeah.
for sure.
I think that's a good thing about jiu-jitsu. It's like best of both worlds. It's an individual sport because you fight there alone, but the support system, it's very like a team, as you said.
It's very important.
Yeah.
Support system. Yeah.
So I feel like this is relevant specifically for a lot of the older guys like myself. And you know, even if you're, it doesn't really matter, but the day after, my body,
Your forearms are like, right?
oh man, I felt like I got hit by a truck.
Yeah.
So
how was your forearm after the first match?
the first match, it was gone. It was gone. I don't know if you recall.
Right.
So
First match.
the only thing I did before I lost was I held my opponent's left lapel for like,
Frame?
for a
Framing?
frame, like 10 minutes straight, not 10 minutes straight, but like felt like 10 minutes, and I was giving all of my strength to make sure he doesn't pass me anymore. And then my forearm was gone.
It's the nerves.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk a little bit of recovery, just in general, but I mean, the next day of the competition, I was dead. I was dead. So, you know, regarding training or regarding competition, what does your recovery routine look like? Is there anything so what are you doing constantly? And then also what are you doing as far as competition for recovery stuff?
Definitely hydration. So during post-competition, really have to hydrate. I don't even eat right away, but definitely I hydrate. I take like supplements. I take creatine, zinc, stuff to like help me recover. And sleep. So not just naps. Make sure you have a good night's sleep after competition. Rest your mind too. Just don't even think about jiu-jitsu. Think about something else. You know, just rest the mind. Because for sure, a lot of people, especially if they feel like whether they lose or they feel like they perform, they're gonna be like focusing on the matches, on jiu-jitsu, like what did I did wrong? Yeah, just save that for the next class. Yeah. So just try to relax as much as possible.
Did your cramping go away after the competition?
When I went back home straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
oh, wow.
when we're traveling back in Pampanga, I'm still cramping.
Oh, okay.
Crazy. But the question you're asking, hydrate.
Yeah.
It's
Very
very,
important.
very important.
Underrated.
Yeah,
Okay.
very underrated.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I think my wife told me this. She saw a post or something or a podcast. Like, if you're hungry, before you eat, try to drink water first. Because sometimes you're not really hungry. You're just thirsty.
Mm.
I don't know. I'll ask her again.
No,
where
that
she-
makes sense.
Where she saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you're not hungry. You're just thirsty.
Or bored, like myself. I'm pretty big on recovery in general. I like.
Yeah, you should share your like ice bath experiences.
Yeah, so let's start out with that. I fell in love with ice baths early this year. As a Christmas gift, I bought myself an ice bath, and I have found that to be really good, specifically with my jiu-jitsu stuff, because as an older person, I'm 38, I find that my body it doesn't recover as well, especially for something as brutal as jiu-jitsu. And I didn't start ice bathing until halfway, maybe about 6 months in, and it was night and day as far as me being able to. So I would train three times a week. Saturday is like a big day because that was open mats, and I felt it like it translated. And the information out there at this point is out there on what it does, but in general, muscle recovery, mental clarity, mental toughness, and cold shock proteins is the key word.
Mhm.
Like, I'm a dumbass, but like in general, what happens is if you make your body really, really cold, you're going to activate the cold shock proteins in your body, and it is going to trick your body into think you're dying, releasing these cold shock proteins. And some of those proteins are some of the best things you can do to yourself in general. I think it's like a 50% decrease in all-cause mortality.
Yeah.
So who wouldn't want to do that? It's just 3 minutes a day. Yes, it sucks, but not so much in the Philippines.
Yeah.
It's a little easier. I tried ice bathing in California a couple of weeks ago. Man, it was rough.
Yeah.
It was hard.
Because it's
It's just not as hot.
winter.
It's colder. Yeah.
Okay.
I was like early spring, but it was just cold. You still have an ice bath.
I don't think I can like do it because
Oh, that's a challenge.
it's a challenge.
I think you
yeah,
can.
let's try it. we could do a podcast doing that.
Yeah, I think Kevin Hart does that. He does like an ice bath kind of like episode. I'm
Kevin
down
Hart?
to do it. Yeah. We'd have to do it like at Jungle Base or something.
Yeah.
I like to do sauna. I'm really big on massage.
Where do you do your sauna?
Well, when I'm in California, I have my own. Here, I mean, Coach has one that he goes to. Ivan goes to the same one. I haven't been there yet.
Where's
your place where you go to for the sauna?
here in
San Fernando. What is it
Yeah.
called?
Sabay something.
Okay.
Sabay.
Yeah, Professor Ivan goes there too.
Oh yeah.
Or Ivan. I don't know why I call him.
Yeah, before I hit the sauna first before the massage.
Yeah. And sauna does the exact same thing, except it's activating your heat shock
Heat shock
proteins
proteins.
instead of your cold shock protein.
How many minutes is really required to do a sauna?
Depends on how hot the sauna is.
Okay.
If you get closer to, I don't know Celsius. If it's like closer to 200 degrees Fahrenheit, you only got to be there in for like 20 minutes.
But you can go out and go inside again.
Ideally, you want to stay in.
What's up?
Ideally, you want to stay straight. 20
No,
minutes.
I mean after 20 minutes, you can go back.
You're just
after?
done. Yeah, you can go back if you want.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, as long as your body can take it. I mean, you don't want to like give yourself heat stroke and everything. So you got to listen to your body. And then massage. Like, I'm really big on massage, guys, especially here in the Philippines.
What happened last Wednesday?
Oh, actually, okay, no, I figured out why I got sick. I figured I was talking with Coach James. I forgot to mention this because I didn't remember it. So, no one in the gym was sick. No one in my household was sick. So I didn't get it from them.
Yeah.
But last Tuesday, during a roll, my mouth guard fell out, and I put it back. So my mouth guard fell out on the dirty ass mat, and then I put it back in my mouth. I was like, you know what? Like, what's the difference? I think that's why I got sick.
Okay.
It was pretty rough.
No, it says the
It was
masseuse.
just the dirty ass.
It's not the masseuse.
No, I don't think so. Maybe I was just like when you get sick, you're like, man, who got me sick? That's why I was just like overthinking it. Yeah. So, I mean, come on. And like, it's so affordable here. Full body massage twice a week.
How much is it in the US, in
Change.
California?
Oh my God. So like on average, I pay maybe like 500 pesos here.
500
pesos here.
here. Okay.
So that would be, what's 500 pesos? It's like $20.
Yeah.
So that would be, maybe it's like 3 to 4.
10 bucks. 500 pesos, 10.
A cheap,
Oh yeah,
a cheap,
15. Yeah.
a cheap massage in California would be about 5,000 pesos. That's a cheap massage.
That's cheap.
What?
Cheap one, 5,000.
5,000.
Wow.
So if you want like a legit ass like
For
masseuse,
how many hours?
1 hour, only 1 hour, dude, for 5,000 pesos.
No tips or just
Not including tip. So like, for example, last year my mother-in-law, she got a massage in Vegas. It cost her almost $500 American.
wow.
I mean, yes, it was on the strip, but still a 1 hour massage.
It's 25,000
Yeah.
pesos.
That's why I'm trying to take advantage of that while I'm here.
Yeah.
So massage,
Yeah.
ice bath, and then
Sauna.
hydration, sauna, sleep. These are all keys to your jiu-jitsu competition journey. I actually had a question for you guys. I kind of want to pick your brain on the history of jiu-jitsu and how it relates to the Philippines, perhaps.
Mm,
Are you guys familiar with any?
a little bit.
Yeah? So how did it all start?
So there's this family, the Gracie family. They're the founders of Jiu-Jitsu. So basically, they learned it from
Kyle,
a judo guy. So the name, Maeda. Maeda is the name.
Maeda.
He's like a
Maeda?
Maeda. He's a ambassador from Japan. So Brazil, Japan, they have this like relationship. There's a lot of Brazilians in Japan and Japanese in Brazil. So there's like I don't know exactly what's the history there, but anyway, this guy Maeda is like an ambassador. So I think one of the family members of the Gracies works for the government. So they were like assigned to like be with Maeda. So in doing so, they grew close, whatever. So Maeda started teaching them judo. But so they're like, I'm not sure how many. So maybe 5 brothers. So there's Carlos Gracie, Elio Gracie. So Elio Gracie was like the weakest among, he's always sick, stuff like that. So he wasn't able to do the judo, the traditional way, because he feel like he's not physically fit for it. So he started doing his own like form of grappling. I think that's where it started.
Okay.
Then from there, from the Gracie family, they migrated to. So this is just a shortcut. I'm sure there's a lot of stories in between. Then one by one, they went to California. The first wave was in the late 80s, I think, the early 90s. The first wave of Brazilians going to California, where it started. Then from there, it spread everywhere. Yeah.
It's crazy to think how young this sport is and how
Yeah.
fast it's grown. I think
At least the jiu-jitsu we know of now. But the traditional jiu-jitsu, I think 1920s. Like there are records of
okay.
it. Like
Japanese Jiu-Jitsu.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Japanese.
I've watched some old like black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like them
videos.
showing the
Yeah.
submissions, right?
It's like
Flying armbar.
it's there. You can tell it's jujitsu, but it's just
A
so
little bit. Yeah.
different. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's stiff.
Yeah.
They're
Very
stiff.
very stiff. Yeah.
Very stiff.
I
Yeah.
mean, when you think about it, like
And what they wore too was so crazy.
there are artworks from ancient Greece of like a centaur. You know, a
Mhm.
centaur, like a half
Mhm.
man, half horse. Heel hooking a person. Like you can clearly see its heel,
Oh,
doing
yeah?
the heel hook. So
Dang.
maybe it's been around. Like even in Egypt, there's like hieroglyphics showing grappling.
Mhm.
So it's there. It's old.
I mean, yeah. If we were
When you think about
if we were like in war and you were just to like bring out that primal instinct in you, for sure, like you're
Yeah.
breaking bending
Whatever.
whatever limb you can.
Yeah, because wrestling is very old. So you could argue that wrestling is the OG grappling. Then from wrestling, because it's the origin, it's like you can do it naked, or it doesn't require clothing like judo or jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So it's very primal.
hmm
So from that comes the specialization in with the kimono or the gi, with judo and jiu-jitsu.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then when are you guys familiar with how it came to the Philippines?
Not sure anymore.
What's your best guess?
I think maybe one of I'm not sure if it's Alvin Aguilar who's the first one. I'm not sure, but he's one of the first.
Okay.
I think he trained with the Gracies. I'm not sure
Yeah.
if it's Hoyler.
Yeah,
He
trained
went to
with
the
Greece.
US, then he went back. He brought jiu-jitsu here. I think so. If not him, I'm not sure. But I think it's him. Or if not him, he's one of the first to bring jiu-jitsu over.
Alvin, you guys
Alvin
know who
Aguilar.
this is?
He's the founder of URCC.
URCC.
Oh, okay.
Founder of URCC and DefTac.
Yeah.
DefTac.
Oh, okay.
Chief Alvin.
He was there at the
The-
competition that we.
Yeah.
I think so.
Alabama?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He's doesn't he have like a daughter that competes or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah, the
Oh,
the
okay.
world champion.
Yeah.
What's her name again?
The girl who got like kind of social media famous
Yeah,
for being the
yeah.
youngest. Yeah, she's like super
Yeah.
cute and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Youngest world champion.
Okay.
His daughter.
So he's one of the Alvin Aguilar is one of the OGs here in the Philippines.
For sure.
I think he's the first black belt.
Maybe. Yeah.
But
Maybe.
there's also a clip in the YouTube. I'll check it.
Okay.
When he got promoted. I think that's in Ateneo Gym.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Oh, nice. Who's the first black belt in Pampanga?
First black belt in Pampanga. I'm not sure.
Yeah?
Maybe
Maybe
Myron.
Myron Mangubat.
Myron Mangubat.
I heard different.
Myron Mangubat.
I'm not sure.
Are you guys sure?
Yeah. Myron Mangubat. I think Myron got promoted 2016,
16?
17. Maybe 17.
17.
Maybe 17.
Okay. Okay.
He's Jiu-Jitsu national team.
Oh, okay. Okay. So was DefTac the first jiu-jitsu gym in Philippines?
Maybe.
No.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
It's not DefTac. As far as I know, it's not DefTac before. I think it's Gracie.
Gracie?
I think Alvin is Gracie before.
Maybe. Yeah. I'm not so sure.
Okay. Oh, guys.
But the Filipino, like first Filipino jiu-jitsu school here in the Philippines, I think DefTac.
Definitely.
Okay. Feel free to fact check us. Let us know in the comments. We're kind of just, these two, they're kind of the OGs in the game here in Pampanga too. So just let us know if you have any historical facts here in the
Yeah, we'd love to know.
Yeah. But I kind of want to touch back on the first black belt in Pampanga because I heard different. Once again, I'm a newcomer here, guys, in the Philippines. So I only started jiu-jitsu about a year ago. But when I first moved here in 2022, I was actually, very laughing. I was actually shopping around for gyms before I even moved here. And the only gyms to pop up for jiu-jitsu were a gym in Angeles. I kind of don't remember the name. And then there was a Checkmat. I think they were at
Checkmat.
Clark. But I couldn't.
Clark,
Yeah. So
Clark.
Checkmat was the first gym that I actually like tried to call. No one answered. And then when I looked up directions on Google, you couldn't even find them anymore. So I went to the other gym in Angeles and I forgot what they were called, but I went there with my brother-in-law. Okay. And it's just like this
Oh, so
house.
this is your first experience with BJJ here in the Philippines?
Yeah, actually, it was in Sunset Valley.
Okay.
This is my very first experience. So I needed something to do. I've always wanted to do jiu-jitsu. Let alone do it here in this country. So I call up my brother-in-law, shout out to Martel, and I was like, hey, I need you to go with me to check out this gym. So it's really close to AU, I think, AUF. But anyways, so I rolled up and we come in, and then first thing that surprised me is like, oh, it's someone's house. And then there's like a dog. He had just poo-pooed. And then I don't know why that was like it stood out to me, but there was like dog poop. And then I go in and then it's like this kind of like gigantic ass old gym, and there's blue mats everywhere. And then I was greeted by, I don't even remember the guy's name, but I'm assuming he was the head coach because he's the one who greeted me. And he's like, hey, my name's, I don't know, let's say his name's Fred. My name's Fred, even though that's not his real name. And the first thing he did, he was like, oh, this is my lineage. And then he showed me all the pictures on the wall. And then
With the Elio Gracie? Or
it was one of the Gracies. And then, and I get, that's important. You need to like show your lineage. And then the first thing he says to me is like, my name's Fred. I'm the first black belt in Pampanga.
Oh, he said that.
Yeah, he said that to
himself.
me. He's like, I'm the very first black belt here in Pampanga. I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, wow, this is going to be fun then. And then he kind of pointed me out to the students that were training. Everybody was in gi. They looked really sweaty. And I was like, and then in my head, I was thinking, this is going to be really fun. So then as he's escorting me and Martel out the door, he's like, hey guys, I'll pretend you're me. Just so you know, there are plenty of other options here for you at the gym. All right, I mean, for jiu-jitsu, you don't necessarily have to go to us. And then he said, "There's Sunset Valley, which is how I found out about you guys.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
then there's
Thank you.
There's
Thanks.
Checknat."
Thank
And then I was
Thank you for the
thinking, I
promo.
was like smiling in my head. I was like, "Okay, this is weird."
It's like he
He was kind of like, okay. The only reason why I feel this way, let me preface this, is because I was ready to pay him. I was ready to go. I was like, "Where do I sign up?"
yeah.
Like, you know, like how I asked him how much it was, when's the next class, I'll be then. And he didn't even really answer me. He was like, "Hey, I just want to let you know there's
Oh,
like
you were
a-
already gonna give him the money.
Yeah,
Like,
I
he's-
was ready to go. I had cash. I was very eager to train jujitsu. And then he
Because
kind
he's a
of,
black belt. Right?
yeah, the very first black belt in Panga,
Okay.
according to this guy. But now he didn't say it, but it felt like this to me, and it felt like this to my brother-in-law, that he didn't necessarily want us to train there.
Okay.
Okay. And that's all I got from it. That's all I got from it. And I never really thought about it except for that I'm not going to come back because he didn't want our business.
So it's like,
That was really weird to me because, you know, not only are you the head coach, but you're also the businessman. I assumed he owned it.
Yeah, imagine that.
So I thought about this for a long time. Like, why didn't he want us? And the only thing I could think of, if I had to compare me and my brother-in-law to them, is that we're a little bit heavier set. I'll be the first to sell it. I'm fat. But, you know, don't judge a book by its cover. But he did that.
it's
And-
like you walk into Jollibee and it's like the owner's like, oh, showing you the menu. Oh, this is our food. This is our chicken joy. Hey, but there's a McDonald's over there.
Exactly. Exactly. Why don't you go over to McDonald's? I'm like, I mean, you might as well say, like, we don't want your kind here. I'm like, dude, like, what are the... And it really left a rotten taste.
That's weird.
off.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
Wait, so that's the first time.
That's
So
my,
you haven't tried to just in the US.
I did,
Okay.
but that was my first experience here in the Philippines
Okay,
as far as jiu-jitsu. And
Gotcha.
you know,
So you were surprised.
yeah. Because
I imagine you and your brother talking.
because I've never had that before. Every gym that I've always signed up for, it's been the opposite. They won't leave me alone.
Yeah.
Because they want my money. They want my business. Like, hey, why don't you show up? So, I mean, if I don't know the mindset behind that. Maybe I was wrong,
Maybe he has his reasons, but I don't know.
Yeah.
but
I don't know.
if I had to compare it to when I first walked into Sunset Valley, my first interaction was with you. This guy gave me his gi that he didn't have to. He, was very informative, and he's like, "You need to come back, and then take it easy, and just like really like this is something you have to want, but it'll be a good experience for you." So I actually showed up, and it's been nothing but amazing since then. And like, if we're just talking business again, like the amount of money that I've poured into this gym could have been poured into this guy's gym,
Mhm.
and then all it would have taken this person was to not say anything. I don't know why I'm bringing it up. Maybe I have a gripe, maybe I don't. But
I don't know that, huh?
yeah,
I don't know.
weird.
Yeah.
Weird, right?
You didn't tell me that.
No,
Yeah.
Wasn't meant to be.
but the only reason, I brought it up is because I heard I heard someone else was the first black belt. Yeah, but the real first black belt of Pampanga, his name is
I think so. Myron. Myron
one of the
Mangubat.
first. One of the-
Myron.
I think so.
Myron Mangubat. If we're talking about Kapampangans, it's Myron.
Yeah.
Myron's the brother of Matt, brown belt from
Oh, yeah.
from Liwa.
Okay,
From Liwa.
okay.
The one who cross trains with us.
Yeah, shout out to Matt.
Yeah. Shout out to Matt.
What's his gym called in
Liwa
Liwa. Liwa
Grappler.
Grapplers.
Shout out to Liwa Grapplers. Oh, I think
At some point, 2022, I think 2021.
Yeah.
Doon ka nagturo.
Yes. So before I opened my gym in my garage, I spent like 2 weeks in Liwa just teaching there.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Nice, bro.
Okay.
Beach and jiu-jitsu.
Dude, that's I need to get out.
That's why the name is Sunset Valley, because after training, I would go to the shore, just look at the sunset.
Ay.
Nice.
Hindi ko alam yan, ah.
And
Yeah.
of course, where I live, Sunset Valley.
Akala ko different reason, bro. Coffee, please.
So did they welcome you when you went over there? They didn't like shoo you away?
So I'm good friends with the person who owns the resort.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to Mike Lim, one of my good friends.
Oh, dude, thank you for the coffee
Yeah, you're welcome.
from Wrap It Out here in Bacolor, Pampanga. You are welcome. Delicious. Man, but yeah, so I mean,
As a white belt or first timer, would it really matter if the head coach of the gym is black belt or not?
for me,
Yeah,
I used to think
because
it mattered.
you went to the first school. The owner is a black belt.
Yeah.
Went to Sunset Valley. The head coach is a
I
brown.
think I was a purple when was
No,
that?
you were brown.
Brown.
Yeah.
Brown.
I used to think it mattered, but boy, was I wrong. It does not matter.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we should talk about it. Like, especially for those on the fence, wants to know, doesn't know a lot about jiu-jitsu. Like, even us, we don't really know that much history wise. So could you imagine someone who has no just want to try out jiu-jitsu, no idea what to expect. So yeah, we should discuss it further. Like, what should you be looking for in a gym or in a coach?
Nice. Nice.
It's like culture wise. I think you should
You want me
you're
to
a
start?
better one. Yeah, you could.
Okay,
You're new.
you're right, because I actually have a good comparison. So, real quickly, I was able to train for about a month in California around 2019. I had about 3 classes. It was a local gym, and then here, like I just mentioned, I went to the gym near AUF, and then I've been training for more than a year now with Sunset Valley. So,
Has it been a year already? Wow.
July would be
Wow.
my 1 year. Yeah, we should start a podcast. But no, just kidding. So for sure, I think the first thing you need to look for is culture of the gym. So if you're gonna try to find out about a gym culture, don't sign up for the gym right away. You need to shop around.
Yeah,
that's what I would do.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yep. The first thing I would ask would be I would go to the coach at that time, like, how do you feel about cross training? And if they say they're not about cross training, that's
training.
that's a cross training with other gyms.
Yeah. I mean,
To me, that'd be a really big red flag.
Yeah.
That's it could go both ways, because there's still a lot of gyms here in America, wherever they don't allow it, but that's a red flag to me.
Because they feel like the secret techniques will be given to.
I guess, but it's 2024. You could learn how to be at least a blue belt through YouTube and a fucking dummy, like a training dummy. You know what I mean? You could at least get to blue belt that way. So there's not.
You know what? There are gyms that promote you up to brown belt online.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know someone who got promoted to purple online.
even black belt online.
You know that?
I know.
We. Sorry, I know you're not supposed to like do inside jokes on the podcast, but that one's funny. That one's funny.
Inside joke, no.
I get what you're saying though. Anyways,
Yeah, me personally, if you don't have a personal relationship, or if you don't train with the guy who promoted you, that's a red flag. So the person who promoted me to, or the people who promoted me to brown belt, I've been training with them since I was a white belt. I have a personal relationship with them, so I get to they know me, they're accountable to me, I'm accountable to them. So there's a shared accountability there, of how I should represent as a person in jiu-jitsu, stuff like that. So if the person's gonna promote you, even blue to black, whatever, whoever promotes you, if you don't know the person who promotes, or if you don't work on a personal level, I think it's a problem.
Yep.
Yeah. Because there's no accountability there.
Yeah.
Let's say you promote someone to purple belt, then this guy, how do you even know he's doing, what he's supposed to do as a purple belt, or whether he's a coach, a student, it's hard.
Yeah. It should be a very rare circumstance that you get promoted by somebody else. Like maybe your coach dies or something, right?
There has to be a personal connection there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another red flag, I think, or not a red flag, but something to look for. And another thing I loved about, so my first experience with Sunset Valley was actually with Coach JR. I don't know if it's because of my age, but safety was a really big thing for Kuya. And that was important to me because I'm just, what do you call it? A hobbyist, I think. I'm a hobbyist. I've competed, but what's the point of just getting hurt all the time and having superiors who don't care about the safety of their students? And that's one thing if I don't train at Sunset Valley anymore, that's one of the first things I would look for is how safe, or do your coaches care about the safety of the students?
Yeah.
In the group chat before, James made a like list.
Yeah.
Yung ginawa mo before, like
Yeah.
do's and don'ts,
Yeah.
being respectful.
Very,
Yeah, if you don't want to roll, like step out of the mats respectfully.
Yep.
Or if you want to rest, stress,
Yeah.
don't bother other teammates like rolling. Or at least if you're a lower belt, don't teach higher belts. Or I've experienced it. Like lower belts, like teaching me what to do. Like sometimes visitors.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's for me. If that's your thing, just be it.
But you know what? Surprisingly, Jiu-Jitsu is very safe. I think skateboarding is more dangerous or other sports.
Yeah. Oh, for
Generally,
sure,
it's
yeah.
safe. Yeah.
Which is why you still see older
Yeah.
people into their 50s and 60s
Yeah.
doing it. So, but safety should always be a concern. And I think this is kind of like a like hand in hand with safety. I've never rolled with anyone at Sunset Valley that stinks or is not clean.
Yeah.
So I think that's another
Yeah.
thing I would look for.
The list is there.
Adding to that, I think keeping the mats clean
Mhm.
is like key.
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
the mats are dirty, you're gonna get skin infections. And in terms
Yeah.
of safety, that's where it comes.
Yeah.
But if the mats are clean, then generally you're good.
We're talking like things as serious as staph infection and worms. Those are
infection,
going to
skin infection.
mess you up. So I think I'll probably leave it at that. So if you're somebody looking to get into jiu-jitsu, those are something,
Yeah.
those are some things you should keep in mind. Gym culture, cleanliness, safety, and lastly, you should know what you want from your gym because it's so different from everybody.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you're like a young gun and like if you're like 15 and you want to be the next Rotolo, then you should find a competitive gym.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying that Sunset Valley isn't that, but it's really up to you what you want. Just make sure your coach is not like a fake black belt.
Yeah. And if you're having second thoughts, feel free to shop around.
Yep.
Remember, you're the customer. You're the one paying to train. So no coach, no academy has anything on you. You know. So remember, it shouldn't be a cult. Although it can be culty, it shouldn't be.
Yes. So before we wrap it up, if you could
we're
only
close to 1 hour.
if you could only choose, so if you guys were going to start all over, let's say, you know, we wiped your belts away, you're a white belt, you're looking for a new gym. What's one thing you're looking for right away from both of you?
Let's say I'm a white belt.
Yeah. What are you looking for? Just one thing.
Me right now as a person.
Yeah. What's the first thing you're looking for?
I mean, we right now as a person
Or like when you were white belts.
You right now knowing
like
everything you know.
Like we have knowledge.
Yes. Yeah.
Good question, huh?
What's the first thing you guys are looking for?
That's a good question. Definitely competitive practitioners. The accessibility.
That's a good one.
That's me as a
That's a good one.
So accessibility and access to good competition. So that's just me right now. Because what I know now, everything, taking it into consideration, I prefer accessibility because, you know,
especially
I
here in
have
the
family
Philippines.
now, so I have to be very mindful of how I spend my time. So if the place is accessible, it's very competitive, then I like it. Because like me personally, knowing what I know now, I can like independently learn on my own. I don't have to rely on the coach to like for my learnings. I can learn on my own. So that's what I learned doing this. But that's me. Again, it's different for everyone else. So if you ask me, like when I was a white belt in 2015, maybe totally different. I mean, I'm gonna be looking at a lot of beginners as well. A black belt, competitive experience, stuff like that. That was what I was looking for. But now, different.
Okay.
Just accessibility and
You're saying accessibility.
Yeah, malapit.
In location talaga.
10 minutes away.
That's so important. That's so important. That's a really
So I can train a lot, like many times a week. Because if it's too far away, it's gonna like cut short my training. Because if I have like other responsibilities, then I might not be able to like get that training. But if it's very accessible, I can do it all the time. Because again, circling back to my first point, to get good at jiu-jitsu, you need to put the time in. You need to like do this frequently in order to like maintain or increase the skills. Yeah.
Yep.
Accessibility is not for me because
Because you also have a family. Yeah.
But not for me because I think 2007 when I started boxing, I travel 1 hour just to train.
Yeah, man.
So and now, as long as there's a mat, I'm cool with it, and especially healthy environment. That's for me. Competitive, yeah, of course. But for me, number one thing is a healthy environment. You cannot. I mean, it's hard to train with young guns, but I'd love to once in a while,
Yeah.
but not with my age right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course we have family, we have kids.
Yeah.
Cool.
Secondary for me would be a place that has good coffee and where I can lift weights. So
Oh,
jungle base.
Shout out to Jungle Base.
I shout out to Malco.
Yeah.
Si Malco, before pag nakikita ko siya, lagi niya sinasabi, okay, pag morning class ko, malinis ba yung mats? Sabi ko, okay, nilinis ba na? They're very
He's been very
hands-on with.
hands-on. Yeah.
Nice.
Shout out to Malco. Shout out to Jungle Bay.
Yeah.
Shout out.
They have CrossFit.
Yeah.
They have other like
Everything you'll ever need.
weights.
Yeah.
In
They
the
have bar.
one of the craziest gyms I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Bar.
If you make a trip to Pampanga or if you live in Pampanga and
Yeah.
you've never been there, make sure you get to Jungle Base.
Yeah.
It'll be worth you could stay the whole day there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could sit the whole day
They
there.
have
I remember what you were saying. You don't even have to work out here. There's a bar. You can drunk here.
Yeah.
You can get drunk here.
There's a damn petting zoo there. We did it, guys. We did it.
we did it.
Man.
We'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Bye.
Peace. Bye.